What's going on, everybody? Welcome to my small office. In today's video, as we're waiting for my premiere to start of the abandoned house here with the cars in it, I figured I'd take a little bit of time and I wanted to tell you guys what I use for ghost hunting. So to start things off, I want to let you guys see that this is the rig that I use. This is for my handheld. I have the Manfrotto tripod on the bottom of it, which can quickly collapse, and I can quickly spread back open if I need to place it down anywhere, which makes this a very convenient setup. This is metal, so it's very durable. However, the only problem is when it's cold, it is extremely, extremely cold. I do have 3 cold shoe mounts up on top, along with 2 screwing points, and I also have the point down here, which I can mount a camera or a camcorder. And we have our little evil black kitty here, which is awesome. Definitely going to be fitting for the video. Next up, a very, very important device used for ghost hunting is the K2 meter. Very simple to use, very expensive, as this ranges about $70, and it's just a simple piece of plastic. One press of the button and it lights up, and you'll be able to detect things like a disturbance, which obviously the computer sets off a EMF reading, which is the same that a spirit does. So this is a very handy tool to have. Now, along with having this, which a lot of you have already seen and some of you are creeped out and enjoy, we have the Jessie doll. Now, the whole point in this is the fact that apparently the voice box is supposed to be easily manipulated if something were to play with it. Plus, it's modern, and it's something that you guys will understand from seeing Toy Story and things like that. But it's also, I went with the girl doll because of the fact that I feel they attract more attention. Sure, we could put like a little toy truck out or something like that, but I feel like a doll, especially for a child spirit, I feel like a doll is very easily to connect with. Now, obviously, the goal with this is, as we found that little girl spirit inside of Kara's barn, this was basically a decision on that. I don't have anything that's really gender specific for a boy or a girl, but Toy Story itself is gender neutral. I mean, I don't really see where anybody would have a problem with, you know, having the female doll versus having like Woody or Buzz out. So we went ahead and got Jessie, and yeah, I don't know, she just looks creepy. So it works. Next, something very important to discuss is infrared lights. Now, this one here is a Polaroid, and it uses a DC power port, and honestly, I don't like it. I can't stand this thing. If you're somebody who is looking for a infrared camera, even if it's not for paranormal, do not buy this camera. It only lasts about 40 minutes, and you cannot charge it while you're using it, and it takes about 2 hours to charge. So this is a complete waste of money, and these are $40. Sometimes you can find them on sale for like 20 or 30. But generally, $40 for one of these. Now, what I have actually gone with are these, which I have 3 of them. These are the Ghostlight brand. You can find these on Amazon. These are highly powerful. I haven't had one die on me yet, and these take 2 9-volt batteries. They will operate on one, but you will get plenty more time if you actually put 2 in. Now, the fun factor to that is the fact that you can replace the battery on scene if you need to. You don't have to worry about charging or keeping a constant flow of power to it at all. You instantly have your power. As far as the construction on these are very solid, and you know, I really feel like they're durable. Now again, they say ghost light, but they don't necessarily need to be for ghost hunting. If you're somebody who just needs an infrared light for nighttime, I would still highly advise using one of these. This is a very important piece, as this is a cold shoe multi adapter. Now, unlike the rig, which has pieces on top of it, this comes in handy for the camcorders that I am not putting inside of a rig, and I need to be able to put, you know, one of these as well as a microphone on, because as you know, a camcorder and a camera only have one cold shoe typically, or a hot shoe, either way. Basically, a hot shoe means it will supply power. Cold, it's just dead like this. So I have this, which was only $12, and this comes in handy for, like I said, those camcorders that I don't want to place in a giant carry-on rig. Up next, this is the Rode microphone. Now, I'll take the dead cat off so you guys can actually see the microphone itself. But this is the microphone that I've caught spirits' voices on. This microphone is very, very powerful and only ranges the price of $50 to $60, which is phenomenal. There's zero interference that you get on this, and honestly, for having a microphone, this was the best buy that I have ever had for a mic. I've had more expensive ones, but usually the more expensive ones, there's maintenance that you really don't realize, like amplifiers and things like that, that they really don't tell you about, like the Rode Mic Go. But this one I would highly recommend to anybody who needs a microphone, and this is capable of picking up spirits' voices. Now, along with spirits' voices, we do have this, which I've had no success with. This is a digital recorder. Honestly, this is something I'm probably going to pass on to somebody else. I really don't want to throw it in the trash, but I really don't even use this anymore because it's just it's a hassle. It's hard to play back on. Even putting the file on the computer, it's just not. I can get the same from the microphone and have the visual with it, where this is just, I feel, it's just very cheap and it does not work. So don't buy one of these. Now, one bit of fun. This is brand new and never seen on the channel, used yet. JP Videos is also going to be using this on his live streams as well. This, ladies and gentlemen, is a thermal imaging camera. Now, thermal basically means it's going to take the heat and the cold, and you'll get an awesome display. If you don't know what a thermal image looks like, I'm going to post it up here on the side, but this is what a thermal image will look like. Now, I do have the option to be able to take a photo with this, but I do not have the option to record video on this. So for Jay, when he's doing the live streams, you know, he'll be able to hold the phone and have this in front of it to be able to show you guys. And for me, I'm going to try to snap pictures if possible. Does have a tripod mount, which I think is odd because these are actually a tool, not necessarily for ghost hunting. So again, I don't know why we have a tripod mount. But anyway, this is going to be a fun feature. And again, this is going to be a good safety precaution because, as you guys know, with the thump that we heard in the woods, we couldn't see, even with the flashlights and the infrared, if somebody was out there. However, with this, we will be able to see the heat of someone's body and know whether we are actually truly alone or if there's somebody hiding and creeping up on us. Now, last but not least, before my premiere starts, I'm going to show you guys the actual camcorders. Okay, so now to start things off, this is the Canon G21. This is a full HD camcorder. It is extremely heavy, and this one does not record in 4K or have infrared, which does kind of have a little bit of a drawback. But for my placement, where I'm going to mount this on the tripod and have it sitting in front of Jesse and the K2 meter, you know, I think it's going to be better to not have infrared. This way we can see the natural light, so that way when JP Video's light goes off and things like that, we'll get more of a natural. With the infrared on, it's a little bit hard to see those different points. So I think it's going to be a little bit better not having the infrared on the doll. So that's where we're at, and that's where we're going with this camcorder. Plus, this does other cinematic style shots that the other ones don't really do for other videos besides paranormal. Up next is the Panasonic 981. This one is a phenomenal camcorder and is actually the one that JP Videos and the Wandering Woodsman use when JP Videos is not using his cell phone, of course. So this camcorder does have the infrared, and the one thing about this one, I can actually leave my device, which actually would be the multi-mount, onto this bracket, and I can just very quickly and easily lock and load it like a gun right into the back of it with ease. It's already more or less preset. Now this one does record in 4K, and like I said, this one does have infrared. So this, along with the other Panasonic that I'm going to show you in a moment, are going to be set up on tripods. Now the tripods that I have, they're not going to be the Coman tripod that I have. They're going to be this Zami brand. I'm going to let you guys see this real quick out of the packaging here. Okay, so right here's the tripod. I have two of these, both different colors, obviously. But this is actually a very sturdy tripod. It's almost my height, not quite, but it's enough so that way I can leave it in a stable position. It's very compact, it's lightweight, and the one cool thing too is down here it actually has a hook so I can actually take my backpack off and hook it, and it will hang underneath the tripod, which I think is a very, very cool feature. So these tripods I definitely recommend for doing something like this. And now, aside from that little interruption of the tripods, let's continue on with the Panasonic 991. This one is by far my favorite camera of all of them, because of the fact that, unlike the 981, this one actually has the viewfinder, plus this one has an extra camera right here on the door. It makes for some awesome footage. There's multiple times where it's in use. I just haven't really had time to do a whole lot with it on the channel yet, so you guys haven't really seen that feature too often yet. The mount for this one is here rather than plugging into the back because of the viewfinder. And again, this one is also in 4K and has the infrared. So this is the other one that's going to be sitting on the tripod. This was my full-time handler. However, the one that I'm going to put in the rig now is the new camcorder. Now, you guys have all gotten to see a glimpse of this. This has been used a lot lately and is actually being used in the video waiting to premiere right here. It's going to go off in about 12 minutes. By the time you guys see this, this has already happened. So this one records in 4K, has the infrared, but the key difference about this with infrared and these ones being stationary on a tripod fixed, staying in infrared mode is good, because to switch them in and out of infrared, you actually have to stop the recording. This one here has this button called Night Shot. Now, when you activate Night Shot, you could be filming pre-recording and you'll just see this little line go up on the screen and it'll put the infrared on. You don't have to stop the film. So basically, if there's ever a moment where something's going on and I want to see it without the infrared because there's light, then I can actually switch back and forth very quickly and easily, having that. And the other cool factor about this too is the fact that it has the floating eye there. Now, I'm going to go ahead and get this closer so you guys can see it. This is the only camcorder on the market, aside from the AX33. This is the AX53, but they're both Sony. This is just the newer one. These are the only camcorder on the market that have this type of technology in them. Now, the other camcorders have a stabilization in them, but they are a digital stabilization. It's not gimbal. It's in the software where it stabilizes. So this one being handling around, spinning around quicker, it's a little bit easier on people viewing because I'm not just randomly jerking it away. So I think that this is going to be a big improvement to the ghost hunting. We still have to test it in the field, and hopefully this entire setup does work. Now, JP Videos has his own equipment. He has other things that he adds to the table along with all this. He has the flashlight. He also has his own K2 meter. He does the live streams, which is huge because it validates everything that I record on all this. And he has the laser grid. So there is a lot more than what's here. It's just, I have some, he has some kind of deal. Hopefully you guys enjoy this type of stuff. I figured I would share with you guys what it is that I have and what it is I'm working with. Obviously, there's going to be new equipment for ghost hunting later on in the future, but for right now, this is what we're using. And honestly, I think that this is a lot of high quality tech. Truthfully, just the camcorders, this is $4,000 invested just in these. I mean, you can add up all the math from everything here. This was no light, easy investment. So yes, I fully believe in paranormal. And I really feel like, I've watched a lot of TV shows growing up. I've lived in a house that was haunted extremely bad. And for that reason, I felt that I wanted to outdo the performance of what's on YouTube, because I know there's a lot of fake videos, and even the real ones, they don't invest into the equipment the way they should. They go on Amazon and they buy the cheapest things possible. So I wanted to go full force with it because I truly believe that if you guys want to see content of paranormal, yes, there's going to be hit or misses where we'll go to a location and it'll be a total bust and there'll probably be nothing that happens, but we will also go to locations where things completely hit the fan. And for that matter, I believe it was important to fully invest as much as possible. So thank you guys for all tuning in and watching. Remember, if you do like paranormal stuff, please subscribe to the channel. I have paranormal, abandoned, a little bit of automotive, and just some everyday stuff. So this is a pretty big variety channel, you know, along with reviews as well, just kind of like this one. So if this video did help you, please give it a big thumbs up, and I will catch you guys in the next video.
The apocalypse.